Is the letter on the agenda?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Thank you. Sergio Fossa and Tom's River, I will read my statement for the sake of time and efficiency before the board. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Does anyone on the board know what I just quoted? Anyone? Declaration of Independence. For those who think I'm a mind-numbed, patriotic simpleton, please bear with me and suffer my appeal to the laws of nature and of nature's God, and perhaps adopt a measure of humility rather than self-righteous disdain as I briefly make my case. These are not the times for the weak-willed, the spineless, the coward, the liar, or the politically expedient. We need men and women in leadership to stand firm against the overwhelming tide of bureaucratic despotism. I'm not sure if everyone's listening. Courage is the order of the day. In this debate over masks, the arguing continues until finally the gauntlet is dropped. The threat to end all threats and silence all opposition, the threat that the state will pull your funding. And to that I say, so be it. And I'm going to take all my 3 minutes. And then you, the Tom's River Board, go redo the budget. That's what you were elected to do. Let them pull funding. Will we buckle and compromise on principle? Buckle on principle for what? Money? For bribes? Bribes? Tell Trenton and D.C. to keep its money, but do not bow the knee to the encroaching oligarchy. That same threat, the power of the purse, will be levied against you in the district. But as I began, this is not a day for the weak-willed but the strong. This is not about teacher salaries, iPads, subsidies, layoffs, and money for new technology. This is about the right to life and property, the pillars of our constitutional government. This is about the right to liberty, the right to thrive under the protection of constitutional ordered liberty rather than suffocate under the arbitrary and capricious whims of bureaucratic despots, those elite few who under self-righteous pretense subject the population to misery and exploitation. As such, we are calling you to do what is right, not what is expedient, according to the prerogative of this citizenry to live free. The greatest iteration, let me be clear, of the right to property is an individual's prerogative to maintain his or her vessel against encroachment and molestation, particularly by state sovereigns who, as those vested with the authority to govern and wield the sword, necessarily pose the most significant threat to individual life and property. COVID is not our threat, but unchecked power is. Do not mask my face. Yeah, I'll be done. Do not mask my face nor that of my child. You are violating my constitutional right to life, liberty, property, and equal protection. Don't write Board of Ed, Tom's River Board of Ed, any more resolutions. I'm not impressed. Or mollify the crowds with pretentious letters to the governor. Defy the governor, defy his law. The Stamp Act was a law. The Stamp Act. Slavery was the law. Disobey his lawless and fallacious order. Go to court, stand your ground, go to jail. You took this position. This is a time for patriots and martyrs, not compliance. Fight.
Yes. Amen.
This is a war. I'm almost done. This is a war. And for those of you with a weaker and more fair disposition, who now need the smelling salts because you cannot believe I just used the word war, who will now accuse me in tone of being too combative, forceful, threatening, or defiant. Let me be clear. I am choosing my words deliberately. I am defiant. This is a war because the prevailing powers have declared war against us. I repeat, this is not the time for cowardice and feckless leadership. The threat against liberty requires sacrifice and a willingness to hold your ground at all cost. And please understand, I'm almost done, that despots will not suffer fools and lemmings, but they will suffer patriots, because we will make them to suffer patriots and prophets who speak the truth directly at the ruling authority. To be sure, the despot may prevail. He may threaten us.
Sir, I'm
cancel
going to
us.
have to ask you to
I'm
conclude that.
done. I'm done.
You said that several times.
He may threaten us.
I'm going to have to cut you off.
This is I'm at the end. He may threaten us, cancel us.
No shouting out.
I yielded my time. He may thank you, ladies and gentlemen. He may threaten us, cancel us, mask us, incarcerate us, and even kill us. But he will not silence us because we will continue to stride forward. That's what the king hates the most. If only we would all just shut up. But we will not. Every spokesman for liberty will loudly decry with bold confidence and acute clarity the king's pernicious offense of molesting our bodies and
Sir.
abusing our rights.
Sir.
Fight? No, this is it. Fight? We have not yet begun to fight. To hell with the king's bonds and chains, and to hell with his masks. Give me liberty or give me death. It requires for every leader standing in front of me tonight to say and to do the same on behalf of our children. I hope you choose wisely. This is your decisive moment in history.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You missed the end, and I hope you choose wisely. This is your decisive moment in
Sir.
history. By the way, I'm an
We have
18-year
several hundred
public school
people that have
teacher
to speak
veteran.
tonight. I got
Thank
to
you.
cut you off. Thank you.